having some good information today. But before we start, we are going to have our devotion now coming to us from Janelle Thompson.
Alright, so before we begin our devotion, or to begin our devotion, we are going to sing one lively chorus. I invite you all to join us in singing. I've got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Jesus someday. I've got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Jesus someday. All right, so let me see the hands of all those who took a taxi to school this morning. Anybody? Anybody has been on a plane before? All right, so maybe when you went into the taxi, you went straight on your phone, or if you're like me, your mind went straight to the land of daydream. But why are we able to relax? Because we trust the driver. Yeah. So as we go through life, I want to remind you all that we can trust God to be the driver of our lives. He knows everything that is going to happen. And you know, life is winding just like the road. You have your smooth, straight stretch and you have those corners. But God knows it all, and we can trust Him to be the drivers of our lives. So as we go throughout life, whether you're a final year or wherever year you're in, you know, you may be uncertain about what is next, but trust God to be your guide. Let us pray. Kind, loving, and merciful Father, I want to give you thanks for allowing us to be here this afternoon. I ask that as we go throughout this program, that we will learn something from it and that it will go according to plan. Thank you for everything you've done for us, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
For that devotion, ladies and gentlemen? Short and spicy? Yes, short and spicy. So now it's a time where we're going to hear from the different emphases. So it's emphasis spotlight, and I'm reminding you all, you only have one minute, so don't come up here and do a bag of chatting because you only have 1 minute. So let me hear all the PR people in the building. The radio people. That's worse than PR, so I'm okay. How about the television? And the journalism people? Okay, great. So at this time, we're going to have Dejanay Williams for PR, Tajel Coley for radio, Matthew Wright for television, and Britannia Witter for journalism in that same simultaneous order. So cheer on your emphasis, people. Cheer on your emphasis.
Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so as we know, today's topic is on road readiness. Public relations can be a powerful tool for promoting road safety awareness through various strategies. One, media relations, meaning it helps to develop press release and media pitches to inform journalists about road safety campaigns, initiatives, and events. It also secures media coverage in newspapers, magazines, TV, radio, and online platforms to reach a wide audience with road safety. And also, when it comes on to road readiness, it allows partnerships and collaborations, meaning it forges partnerships with road safety organizations, government agencies, non-profits, and corporate sponsors to amplify the reach of road safety campaigns as it collaborates on joint initiatives, events, and media outreach efforts to maximize impact. And finally, it helps with social media campaigns, as it leverages social media platforms to share road safety tips, statistics, and stories using engaging content such as videos, infographics, and interactive posts. And it also encourage user participation through hashtags, contests, and challenges to raise awareness and promote safe driving behavior. So guys, choose PR.
All right, so one of the most important aspects of radio is to educate. And I don't know about you, but while I am in my car and I'm traveling, or I'm at home doing some basic chores, I don't have time to read an article. And I don't have time to watch a video, right? But with radio, I think we can say is the most convenient option. So let's talk about how radio can educate persons about road safety. Now, as we know, road safety plays a very important part in our society. Whether you are a motorist, you are a cyclist, a pedestrian, it's very important that you learn about road safety. Now, as the old saying goes, you're never too young to learn. So it's for all ages, both young and old. Now, for someone like myself who is constantly traveling and looking for opportunities pretty much to better my driving skills, radio is super convenient because you can go on different stations and hear 30-second clips, 1-minute clips that explains valuable information. So for example, imagine driving on the road and hearing the radio say, oh, remember to dim your lights. Remember to pay attention to your phones. Remember not to pay attention to your phones while using the roadways. Have you checked your car documents? When was the last time you changed your tires? So those are some of the reminders that we could use for travel. Or just like last year when we had the changes in traffic regulations, the radio was able to provide me with updates to remind myself that, listen, if you do this, you're going to get a ticket. So it's really important that the radio be in this capacity to remind us of how we can be safe on the roadways and also help others as well. So yeah, from AM to PM, while you're on the roadways, choose FM.
Alrighty, and now that Master Control has put it onto the winning team program, let me tell you why, or show you just 3 ways how television is basically the most powerful tool as it relates to communicating road safety, right? So let me see if we can study. Number 1, we have PSAs. Does anybody know what PSAs means? That is right, the public service announcement. I remember this specific one about road safety. I think it was Irish. There were some kids playing, having a picnic on a playground, and all of a sudden the car just and they were like, hey, don't drink and drive. They just have the text at the end. Now that to me, very powerful, because not only do you have the audio aspect, because you hear the picnic them get run down, but also you see how detrimental it is when one doesn't pay attention, and all because you have the visual aid of television through the public service announcement. Following that, we have educational programs. This one is for my producers in the building. You can easily come up with a show and invite amazing guests like my good sir right here, who can help educate the masses with programs for all ages, from toddlers to toddlers at heart. Yeah, educational programs that talk about road safety, whether you have a license or not. And finally, we can have a documentary which can delve even deeper than your regular 30-minute program. So yeah, man, a documentary can dive deep, and you have some victim stories and, you know, just everything to show the visual aspect of things. So yeah, man, just tune in to television for the best on road safety.
Good day, everybody. So I'm patiently waiting for the day when the other emphasis just acknowledge that journalism is the godfather, but I'm going to move on. So as journalists, here are some ways that we can promote road safety. So first, feature stories. So writing articles highlighting the importance of good road safety. So by featuring, personal stories of probably accidents or how they were affected by a certain area of a road, that could be informative for other persons. 2, we could investigative reporting. That's always needed. So, we could report on issues like poor road infrastructure, also reckless driving practices, and also ineffective law enforcement relating to road safety, of course. So this will help to raise awareness and prompt action to help those, driving on the road. And number 3, final, we could conduct interviews with road safety experts, government officials, and community leaders to provide insights and educate the public on best practices for staying safe on the road. So these are just some journalistic approaches that we can effectively use to, on our platforms to raise awareness about road safety and contribute to making roads safer for everyone. So, thank you.
So who took that one, ladies and gentlemen? Who took that one? Who took that one? Personally, I believe radio made the most sense, but and I can't be biased because I'm PR. Okay, so at this time, DCSers have so much talent, and so we're going to have a poem by Dorothea Grant, and following that, we're going to have our C-note song, and then we're going to see our beautiful chairs face in our nice glasses, Yes. So at this time, we're going to have a poem by Dorothea Grant.
Hey, St. Jacob number 1. Run the track, please, DJ. Say you're ready for that one, yeah? Look at me, say you're ready for that one, yeah? You sure say you're ready for that one, yeah? Are you ready for that one? Road ready? Road ready. Are you road ready? Road ready? Road ready. Tell them say DCS ready. Again, road ready? Road ready. Are you road ready? Road ready? Road ready. Tell them say DCS ready. Look for you. You can't drive. I walk around campus when you could ride. Cruising, grooving, moving in style, but you're choosing and abusing your 2-foot ride. Road ready? Road ready. Are you road ready? Road ready? Road ready. Tell them say DCS ready. Yo, you know she said the lady doesn't want you. Get your license first and you see that you'll true. One like say you did shy. Just put out your hand and say, make you apply. Road ready? Road ready. Road ready? Road ready. Tell them that you're ready. Road ready?
best way to go. See notes, tell us the things them what we need to know. See notes, we know that's the best way to go. See notes, tell us if what you hear is really so. Listen up and pay attention. What you want to hear may come only once. A friend tell us something, but it can be wrong. Jump on board with the see notes song. Listen up and pay attention.
Good afternoon, DCSers. How are you? No, man, after that, no. Very good job, Dorothea. Very good job. Just a few reminders, and I'm going to ask Mr. Koff to come on up. Where's Mr. Koff? Yes. Some of you continue to complain about your teachers. True? Because you're not complaining about it. I love it, which means that none of my team members, fine. Hear what it is, though. Some of you continue to complain, but yet when I look at the course evals, not even half of the classes doing the course evals. It's the end of another semester, people. Yes. The commendations and the complaints, I need to see it. Please. The equipment drive was started by the current burgundy jacket holders. I know at this point we haven't reached our target, so I know they're going to extend it, hoping that we will meet our target, and you're going to hear about that shortly. It's coming to the end, and I know some of you are losing it. Yes, I know this. I can see it. You're tired, and you want the semester to be over, but finish strong. And lastly, kudos to the events class. We've had 2 forums so far. We've had radio. Yes, we started out with radio, and we just had PR last week. And we're going to have which one tomorrow? TV. And then next week, journalism. If you haven't already supported the forums, they happen every Wednesday at 2:15. And lastly, I know some of you are going to say, Miss Daly, yes, the Week of Excellence activities, 2 of them are happening during class time, but you will be excused from those classes. That is Global Connections on April 8th at 10 and all day April 10th. Let me say that again. April 10th, all day, you are excused from your classes up until 5 o'clock, and everybody knows that. So you don't have any excuse not to attend what is planned for you. And on April 8th also. Mr. Koff recently represented DCS at Oakwood University. He's going to tell us briefly about that and also make an announcement.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Recently, as Miss said, I went to Oakwood, and let me tell you one of the highlights for me, and several of the professors there would have made mention of the fact that the talent that we have here and the passion and the drive that we have here is one of the things that they wish they had there. So big ups to the DCS family for that. Wanna clap on yourself? Yeah. I attended their showcase for their department and also their film festival. And, you know, as I was telling Miss Daly and the others, you know, it's on a more scaled down version where it's more intimate. And over the years, DCS has been able to put on something a lot bigger with a lot less resources. So I must commend us for that again. So big up on yourselves again, DCS. And, you know, I'm hoping, and I say this publicly, Miss Daly is also, I know, trying to do it as well, but I'm hoping for the future where we will be having an exchange program where even for a week, some of our students will go there and some of them will come here. So we're working on that. And the announcement, quickly, so Miss Daly made mention of the equipment drive that the Burgundy jacket holder is putting on. Now, when the announcement went out, there was a former DCS student who reached out to me that she wanted to contribute to the department in any way, shape, or form that she could. In consultation with Miss Daly, she's here today from Canada, and she has brought some equipment. So I'm going to invite Miss Pedra and James to come at this time, and I'm going to invite Miss Daly to come at this time to receive. Pedra is going to tell us a little as to why she decided to give back and what she's giving back. And she also got her colleagues to assist her. Pedra and James, please make her welcome.
So, hi everyone. It's so beautiful to be back here in Jamaica. This is a very short presentation, but NCU has contributed so much to where I am now as an international producer for a major company across the world. And I really do think that for those of you who haven't attended a forum, my journey started because of a forum. On February 13, 2019, there was a forum that was being held at DCS, and I ended up coming, and one of those persons ended up being the person I did my internship with. And from then, I literally ran into the office. It was the very last day of internships for you to submit them. And since then, I've produced over 78 and more shows on both CBM, TVJ. And because of that, I've also made history being the first Black woman in Canada for a global company. And so I saw the drive posted on Mr. Cuff's status, and I asked, what could I contribute? And I decided, me and my co-workers, we put together, and we got a camera for the department. We got a Rode mic. We also got 2 iPads, and we just want to just give back and say thank you.
Which class are you?
Oh, 2019.
Thank you very much, Pedra. And you know, some of you would have heard some of the things that she said, but the teachers, we would have remembered little Pedra, right, Miss Mac? Half the woman she is today. But yes, think about some of the ways you can contribute back to your department when you leave. And most importantly, Miss Daly would stress it and stress it some more. Pedra said she benefited from a forum, from a week of excellence. Some of you may say, oh, it's just something else, but you never know what can happen. All right, so please support everything from the start to the finish, and trust me, you will be benefited. Back to you, madam. The film festival is not a festival this year, it's a showcase, but you're still being invited to submit by April 5 at 5 p.m. Email lvff@ncu.edu.jm. The screening will be on, the screen, yes, you know that, I forgot that, Miss Daly, but thank you. Email your films. I'd like to invite Jamie Roden to come down here. Jamie Roden, please come down here, quickly, right? So while I'm talking about LVFF, please submit your films, documentaries, silent films, commercial, whatever it is, showcase your work. The reason why I'm inviting Jamie, and see, I'm getting old, thank you, Miss Daly, at the Green Room Film Festival, which is what Oakwood's Film Festival was called, they issued an award for, and Miss Daly, again, I never remember, but they issued an award. The students in the advanced class submitted a film. What was the name of your film? Broken Bonds. Come up here, so. Broken Bonds, and it was showcased there. And the last award that was given on the day was given to Broken Bonds for being the only film, that best represented the theme of this year, and it was directed by Jamie Roden and Selenia James. Yeah? So big ups to all of you guys. I have the award, Miss Daly, but I don't have it right here because I was running up and down. But that will be presented at a later date. But again, don't worry about submitting your films. Don't worry about sending in what it is that you have, because you never know where it shall reach. And trust me, they were there in America. They never understand the patois, but trust me, the emotions that it brought out of them, you're just sure so them understand everything that was being said. Jamie, say more, say something, miss.
I just want to say thank you to my beautiful team, the Advanced Class 2, the Advanced 2 class, yes. Ranil, big audio engineer, Selenia, wherever you are, Big Bad Director, Cinematographer, big up yourself, Breezy and Steve and everybody who participated in that production. We deserve this award. Thank you.
C notes, we know that's the best way to go. C notes, tell us the things them what we need to know. C notes, we know that's the best.
Wasn't that wonderful, ladies and gentlemen? I was just enjoying the program and I forgot that I was hosting. But never mind that. At this time, we are going to have a little break. And when we come back, we are going to hear the introduction of our dearly beloved guest speaker, a man after DCS's own heart, because he's a past student who comes back every time he's needed to share pertinent information. And please remember, contribute to your department, you know. Yes, contribute to your department. So when you leave and go to foreign lands, come back and give to your department, because this is where greatness is born. True or false? Greatness is born right here in the Department of Communication Studies. So we're throwing right to the break now.
Are you looking for something exciting to do? Start planning for Week of Excellence 2024. It's set to be a week like no other. From April 6 to 10 and 14, immerse yourself in the extraordinary theme, DCS, Dare to Conquer and Serve.
Join us for a series of captivating events including our church service, social, community convo, global connections, Showcase My DCS, Symposium, Affirmation, and the Reformed Lignum Vitae Film Showcase.
At the Symposium, get ready for an unparalleled experience. Our keynote presenter is none other than Neil Nunes from BBC Radio UK. Dive into breakout sessions with industry professionals like Gabriel Nellums from CNN for Journalism, Daniel Terrelong from DRT Communications Limited for PR, Angela Burns from Joy Gospel Radio for Radio, and Gabriel Thompson Jackson from PBCJ for TV. Elevate your excellence. Connect with like-minded individuals and be inspired. Week of Excellence 2024 is brought to you by title sponsor, the Jamaica Public Service, and we welcome on board our media sponsor, the NCU Media Group, and prize sponsors, Spa Blue and Independent City Pharmacy. Week of Excellence 2024 is a can't-miss event, so mark your calendars and get ready for a week that will ignite your passion and propel you to new heights. See you there.
Week of Excellence, Week of Excellence, Week of Excellence, Week of Excellence.
This year, the widely known Lignum Vitae Film Festival, LVFF, takes a step back so we can take a step forward to better serve our growing community. The 2024 showing on April 14 will be a showcase and screening with rewards, but no awards. There will be no best category, but the committee and judges will give feedback to help all filmmakers better their craft. So, send in your films in categories such as commercials, PSAs, trailers, silent films, mini documentaries, mobile films, and short films. Then come to the screening on Sunday, April 14 at 5 p.m. at the NCU Gymnatorium in Mandeville. It's a showcase with a difference. Don't miss it! For submission details and further information, email lvff@ncu.edu.jm.
What is the theme for today, young people? Road ready what? Road ready, journey to your driver's license. And so the guest presenter for today couldn't be any more fitting. Dante O. Matthews is a highly accomplished individual with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Communication Studies, with which emphasis again? Public relations, and extensive experience in The other one, journalism, you know. Public relations and public education. He holds certificates in effective government communication, first aid and CPR, and road traffic injury prevention. As a versatile voice-over artist, he has lent his talents to various mediums, including town cries, commercials, and PSAs, alongside hosting numerous events. Currently, he serves as the Education and Information Officer for the Road Safety Unit and Island Traffic Authority. He spearheads projects such as outside broadcasts, technology launches, road safety expos, and the adolescent learner driver curriculum. Additionally, he oversees content creation, road safety education in schools, and co-chairs the Pedestrian Safety Committee, demonstrating his strong leadership and project management skills. Outside of work, he assumes leadership roles at his church, further highlighting his commitment to community engagement and services. Ladies and gentlemen, DCS fam, welcome with me Dante O. Matthews, a former DCSer and the person who will be sharing with you your general charge this afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege to be here, to be back here. You know, DCS is the best. No other department can. All right. Today's topic is very important because road safety is a very interesting topic. We have lost 95 persons up to this morning. Last year we lost 425 persons, and so information about road safety, learner's permit, driver's license are very important. And so I'm here this morning to just talk to you about the steps towards your driver's license, what you need to do, what are some of the changes under the Road Traffic Act as it relates to the learner's permit, and also a presentation on the road code that will help you to ace the road code test, which is now a requirement to get your learner's permit. And then we'll just find out if there is anybody here interested in getting their learner's permit, and those online once you're an NCU student, and we will make some provisions to have the examination depot come on campus to administer the test to get your learner's permit. So that's something we are hoping to do. So once we're finished with the presentation, we'll get that information from you in regards to whether or not you're interested. All right, so we'll begin with the provisional driver's license presentation. What is provisional driver's license? So the provisional driver's license basically allows an unlicensed individual to operate on the roadway under the supervision of a licensed driver. So it means once you have a learner's permit, you are not supposed to be driving alone. You must have a licensed driver in the front passenger seat at all times. All right, I've been asked to repeat. Once you have a learner's permit, you must have a licensed driver in the front passenger seat at all times once you have a learner's permit. When you have your driver's license, you can drive by yourself to Oche, Negril, Moran Point, Negril Point, but once you have a learner's permit, you must have a licensed driver in the vehicle. So before an applicant obtains a driver's license, the learner's permit must be obtained, right? Eligibility and process. So applicants for a learner's permit must be at least 17 years old and literate. And that's not a problem for DCS students or NCU I see Marika laughing. I hope that's not what you... Right? And police pulls you over. You don't have a driver's license. You don't have a learner's permit. That's an offense, and that's a conviction. So, all persons applying for a learner's permit must sit the road code test. That's something that was implemented under the Road Traffic Act 2018 and Attendant Regulations 2022, but that road code test came into effect in 2020, January of 2020. So previously persons could have gone to the depot, well, not the depot, to the tax office, pay whatever fee it was, carry their photos and just get their learner's permit right at the tax office. Now you have to start the process at the examination depot, which are now called service hubs, all right? Now this test attracts no cost. And in order to do this test, you can make an appointment and they're not getting any response. When we ask them what email they sent it to, they spell a license with the S, right? Now that's the verb, right, to license something. So it's driver's license at mtw.gov.jm. Or you can go to the depot in person. So the depot is, we have a depot in Mandeville. Each parish has an examination depot, and it usually bears the name of the capital, except for the three in Kingston and St. Andrew: Harborview, Solofield, and Spanish Town Road. All other depots bear the name of the parish capital. The process continued. What do you need when you're making the appointment? And if you're sending an email, you need to provide your name, gender, date of birth, tax registration number, your full address, telephone number, the depot location. So which depot do you want to take the test? So you can live in Mandeville, but you want to go to the Maypen examination depot, or you want to go to the Black River examination depot. You state that in the email. Or when you go to the depot, you give them that information. All right. Upon going to take the test, you will be required to take 3 passport-sized photographs. And let me add, identical, certified passport-sized photographs. Stressing the identical. So we don't want a photo with you in a green shirt, then another photo with you in a blue shirt, another photo with you in a black shirt. Your hair is braided in one for the ladies. Then your hair jerry curl in one, and then your hair hot curl in another. No. Identical. And if you have taken passport size photos before, you know that you can pay for 6 photos, 5, 4. Just take 1 and you pay for 6 or less. Right? Now, in addition to that, you need proof of identity and age. So a copy of your birth certificate, a copy of your valid passport, or a national ID. Under the Road Traffic Act, all applicants for a learner's permit must now submit a medical report and an address verification form. And I have the forms here. I can show you. So you must submit a medical, and the medical must be completed by a registered medical practitioner. And the address verification form must be completed by one of the persons listed on the form. So I'll go through the form soon. The test, the multiple choice test, so the road code test is multiple choice, right? And as the name suggests, road code. So it's nothing mechanical. They'll not ask you anything about tires and spark plugs and engine oil. It's basically common sense, road code, signs and markings, rights of way, pedestrian crossing, intersection, right? Now, the applicants must score at least 15 out of 20 to be considered successful. Once you're successful, you'll be required to pay $1,800 at any tax office. Thereafter, you will receive your learner's permit, and it's valid for 1 year. But there's a change under the Act. Even though it's valid for 1 year, after 6 months, you can start applying for your driver's license. So yes, it's valid for 1 year. Let's say you get it today, March 26. You know, it expires next year this time, either March 25 or March 26. But after 6 months, meaning April, May, June, July, August, September, by September, you can start applying for your driver's license. We won't go through the specifications for the photos because once you take photos at a reputable studio, you know what to do. If you're light skinned, you wear dark clothing. If you're dark skinned, you wear light clothing. You need to take off the glasses. Ladies, no makeup. If it's gonna be a white background, you can't wear a white shirt. Things like that, the basics. So we'll go to the L that's supposed to be on the vehicle. So once you have your learner's permit and you're learning to drive, there must be a red L that is placed on the vehicle at the front and the back. So for those who are interested in driving motorcycles, there must be a red L with dimensions 50 millimeters by 35 millimeters. And it should be red against a white background. If you're seeing it on the screen. For the motor vehicles now, for cars and buses, the L must be 178 millimeters by 128 millimeters. So that's like a letter size L to be placed at the front and the back. And the L must be placed in such a way that it does not obscure your vision. So if you should look in your windscreen in the rear view mirror, you should not be the L should not be blocking your view. And same thing at the front, it should not be blocking your view. Terms and conditions of a learner's permit. So, as I mentioned earlier, a licensed driver must accompany you at all times and should sit in the front passenger seat. The learner driver should not use a motor vehicle as a public passenger vehicle or a commercial vehicle, meaning you must not run taxi or carry goods for hire and reward once you have a learner's permit. The learner driver should not use a motor vehicle. Well, I just read that one. The holder of a learner's permit to operate a motorcycle must be accompanied by an instructor. So that's a change too. Because we realize that motorcyclists, what they're doing, they have a learner's permit and they drive on the learner's permit perpetually. So they don't get the driver's license. They just have a learner's permit forever. Now that's a change. Once you have a learner's permit to operate a motorcycle, you must be accompanied by another motorcyclist within 6 meters. And that person teaching you to drive the motorcycle must have their driver's license for at least 3 years. And you notice I've been saying drive when I speak of motorcyclists. Why do we say drive? Anybody? Why do we say drive a motorcycle and not ride? Repeat? Well, not only that, but there's something else, something specific. Repeat? It has an engine. So anything with an engine, you drive. All right? Now, the holder of a learner's permit to operate a motorcycle should not carry a pillion rider, meaning that second person on the bike. So there should be only at most 2 persons on the bike, the motorcyclist and the pillion rider. If you're a learner driver, you should not carry a pillion rider because you're learning to drive. The learner driver should adhere to all speed limits except where the speed limit is 110 on the PJ Patterson Highway. That's the one that leads to, Williamsfield now. On that highway, the learner driver must stick to 80 kilometers. Once you're learning to drive, you must stick to 80 on that roadway. Every other roadway, so in areas where there are schools, 30 kilometers, built up areas, 50, open roads, highways, 80, north-south highway, 80. All right, learner's permit renewal. So let's say your learner's permit needs to be renewed. If you took the test last year, the year before, today, next year it expires, you don't have to redo the test. All you will do is go to the tax office with 2 passport-size photographs signed and stamped, your ID and TRN, and your TRN is very important, right? Because that's what's put on the system. The expired learner's permit and $1,800 to renew your learner's permit. And the road code topics include road signs and symbols, priority signs, mandatory signs, prohibitory signs, traffic lights, road junctions and intersections, roundabouts, rights of way, pedestrian crossing, road markings, police signals. Now, after you get your learner's permit and the 1 year you have learned to drive and you're ready, there is no longer a private and a general driver's license. The categories of licenses will be, are A, B, and C. A is for motorcycle, B is for private purposes, C is for commercial purposes and PPV, or if you're driving a vehicle for hire and reward. So those are the three classes. If you are just getting your driver's license under the new Road Traffic Act, you must start with you cannot get a C unless you have a B. So you can have an A and a B, but in order to get a C, you must have the B. And you have to wait 3 years before you can upgrade to a Class C. And the Class C is what we will classify as general. So for those who have their driver's license now, and it says private or general, it's still valid. So don't worry, it's still valid. But when you go to renew that driver's license, it will switch to the relevant class. So based on the weights that you have, you might switch to a B or you might switch to a C. But for somebody who's just getting their driver's license, they can't get a C right away. They'll have to get a B first, or if they want to drive motorcycle, they'll get an A. And then in order to get the C, they have to have the B. And then 3 years after, you can upgrade to the Class C. When you're upgrading for the Class C, you have to do a medical again because those are higher vehicles, larger vehicles, more weights. So you have to do site examination, among others. So the only 3 times under the Road Traffic Act that you'll need to do a medical is when you are applying for a learner's permit, when you're upgrading to Class C, or to more weights in Class C, and another change when you're 70 and over. So persons 70 and over will now have to do a medical when renewing their driver's license, and their driver's license will last for 3 years instead of 5. So every 3 years they have to do a medical to renew their driver's license. All right, so the next presentation will be the road code. All right, and this one is very important, especially for persons who want to get their learner's permit. This will help you. All right, and just generally it will help all drivers. All right. So, motorized and non-motorized vehicles. So, motorized vehicles include motorcycles, motor cars, motor trucks, buses. Non-motorized vehicles include pedal cycles, animal-drawn carts, push carts, pedicabs. Anybody knows what's a pedicab? Anybody? What's a pedicab? What's that? No. You ever watch those African movies and you see those there's bicycle taxis? So as the name suggests, pedi, from pedal cycle. So it's a bicycle, basically like a bicycle taxi. All right, pedestrians. So pedestrians are not just people who walk and run, but also wheelchair users, strollers. They are considered pedestrians because they use pedestrian facilities such as guardrails, sidewalks, pedestrian crossings. Rules of the road now. All motorized vehicles must drive on the left and pass right. So when you hear people say the first rule of the road is to keep left, pass right. Non-motorized wheeled vehicles should also proceed on the left side of the road as much as possible. Pedestrians should use sidewalks or footpaths where they are provided. Where there is no sidewalk, they should walk on the right side facing oncoming traffic. All motorized and non-motorized vehicles must not drive or ride on footpaths or sidewalks. All vehicles must obey road signs and signals. Now, road users in mixed traffic. Mixed traffic basically is defined as a traffic stream containing various vehicles, either motorized and non-motorized. So who is at risk in mixed traffic? Pedestrians, pedal cyclists, and disabled road users. They're at risk in mixed traffic. Just imagine the busiest town in Manchester. Intersection. Everybody is coming from work, students coming from school, taxis on the road, bus drivers on the road, everybody going their own way, children trying to cross, you trying to cross, persons trying to, all over. So the persons at risk would be pedestrians, pedal cyclists, and disabled road users. Road markings. Before I even get to that, I want to ask this question. What's the difference between the broken and the unbroken white lines? Take it off the screen, please. I forgot that I'm not controlling. All right, so let's see who was reading. What's the difference between the broken and the unbroken white lines? No, I don't want to hear one. I want to know which one you can overtake on. Don't tell me that one you can overtake on one. I've heard that too many times. Which one you can overtake at? The broken you can overtake once it is safe. The unbroken you cannot overtake. Right? So if there's a broken line, you can overtake, but you have to follow certain procedures. So you have to check to ensure the way is clear. You have to. What else you have to do when you're overtaking? Indicate. What else? Huh? Not hearing. Okay. So beep the horn. Speed up to join, so you can join traffic. Or increase speed, let me not say speed, but increase your speed and then rejoin the traffic line. I didn't hear anybody say check mirrors. Check mirrors, right? To ensure that, the way is clear, ensuring that nobody's overtaking while you're overtaking. All right, so we can go back to the slide. And then you have the solid and broken white lines together. So it means on the side where the broken line is on, vehicles in that lane can overtake once it is safe. But the vehicles in the lane where the unbroken line is on, they cannot overtake. So if that question comes on the test, you'll know the answer. Rights of way. Traffic must obey signals given by a law enforcement officer, even if the officer's signals contradict the traffic sign or signal. Vehicles must yield the right of way at all times to pedestrians who are on the crosswalk. Vehicles turning right must yield to oncoming vehicles going straight. At an intersection where there is no stop sign, yield sign, or oncoming traffic signal, vehicles must yield to vehicles coming from the right. At a four-way stop, all vehicles must stop. The vehicle reaching the intersection first should go first. If more than one vehicle arrives at the same time, the vehicle on the right goes first. Vehicles entering a roundabout must yield to vehicles already in the roundabout. So if a question comes on the test and asks you, who has the right of way at a roundabout? What will be your answer? Huh? The vehicle already in the roundabout, right? Road signs and symbols. So there are different types of road signs. We have regulatory signs, warning signs, informational signs. Now, regulatory signs basically, they're classified as priority, mandatory, and prohibitory, right? So priority signs tell a road user who has the right of way at an intersection or the order in which vehicles should go. So examples include the stop sign and the give way sign. Right, so those are examples of priority signs. Then we have regulatory signs, right? And an example of regulatory signs include mandatory signs. So these signs are a white circle with a red border and black graphics. And motorists must follow the directions indicated by the signs. So, as shown on the screen, this one, traffic straight ahead, and the speed limit sign, right? Prohibitory signs. So these are circular in shape with a red border and a diagonal band over a black graphic. So I deliberately took off the names of these signs because you're going to tell me what these signs mean. The first one. No what? I heard somebody's. All right, let's go again. The first one. Next. This is actually a no entry sign as well. Yes, I deliberately put this one instead of the one that we're used to. And then the third one. No overtaking. And the fourth? No parking. Warning signs are diamond shape with yellow background and black border and black graphic to indicate to a driver that there's a hazard ahead. All right? So let's go over these. What's this one, the first one? No, it has an exclamation mark. All right. I'm going to go to the others. If you can't tell me, I have something to give you. Who can tell me? No, DCS students more answer. And the second one is narrow bridge. The third one is roundabout and the T-junction. All right, traffic light. We all know the traffic light and the colors, right? But let me just say, amber does not mean you should speed up. It does not mean you should speed up. It does not mean you should speed up. Right? But of course, we know the others, red, stop, and then the green means go. And the traffic in a circle directs traffic going straight. Then we have the traffic with the lights with the arrow telling you the direction you can turn if it's safe. Police signals. All right, so if the light is on red and the police signals you to go, who do you obey? The police, because remember I said the police signal supersede all other signals and signs on the road. So these are some examples of police signals. So whenever you see the palm, it's usually telling you to stop. If you see the back of the hand, it's usually telling you to proceed. So it could be telling traffic to the left, traffic coming from behind, or traffic coming from in front. As you can see, road junctions and intersections. So stop sign, give way sign, or traffic signals may be used to regulate vehicular traffic at junctions. Let me ask this question. If there's a stop sign and a stop line, where do you stop first? You're driving and you reach an intersection. There's a stop sign and a stop line. Where do you stop first? At the line. You stop at the line. Same thing with the traffic light. You stop at the line. All right? Emergency vehicles now. So under the Road Traffic Act, these vehicles are considered emergency vehicles. The JCF vehicles, Jamaica Constabulary Force, Jamaica Fire Brigade, Department of Correctional Service, and that's the ambulance, the DCS ambulance, but Department of Correctional Service ambulance, not the Department of Communication Studies ambulance. Ambulance companies, and these vehicles have the right of passage on all roads. So if they give you a question and they ask, on a one-way street, who can turn in the opposite direction? Garbage truck, juice truck, chicken truck, and an ambulance. The ambulance. All right? So, this is the end of the presentation, and I did promise that I would look through the forms, but I'll just pass them around so you can look at them. All right? And if you're interested, let me say those who don't have a learner's permit, and they're interested in getting their learner's permit. And I assume others who are watching online and are part of NCU are interested also. So we will talk. I'll ask Ms. Daly to just get the numbers for me, and we will arrange. And just to let you know, if you're serious, you'll be the first educational institution in Manchester to have the road code test administered on campus. We have had it in other parishes, but NCU would be the first educational institution in Manchester to have that. So please, all right, let's read and get ready for the test, all right? Thank you very much.
Give another round of applause to Mr. Matthews. Have you been learning, ladies and gentlemen? And how is the license spelled? You remember how the license is spelled that you need to send email to? With the 2 C's and not the one with the S, because you're not going to get through. So thank you again, Mr. Matthews. Are there any other questions? Are there any questions that you happen to have? Okay, so for those who are interested in the learner's permit, you don't need to send the email or make an appointment because it'll be right here. Matthew. Yes, come to me, please.
Alrighty, so good afternoon, Mr. Matthews, my namesake. So for those of us who would have had our license already, for me specifically, my license, yes, my driver's license expires this year. How tedious is the process to renew it?
All right, so renewing your driver's license, basically, what you do, you go to the tax office, right? You can pay your application fee, well, not the application fee, your renewal fee online. That's jamaicatax.gov.jm, that's tax office's website. So you can pay the fee there, and then I think some tax offices allow you to drop off your photos and the application form, or you can go in person to pay the fee and and submit your applications. Some tax offices do not print driver's licenses, so it's dependent on the tax office that you go to. I don't know about the tax offices in Mandeville, but for example, in Kingston, Crossroads tax office does not print driver's licenses. So they normally, once you make your appointment, they'll send to another tax office a printing, and that can take a longer time. So it depends on the tax office that you go to. But you can actually renew your driver's license 60 days before expiration. That's something under the Road Traffic Act.
Thank you.
And for those who have vehicles, you can renew your certificate of fitness 30 days in advance.
Any other questions? If you happen to have any other questions, you can he'll be here. Remember that for those who are interested in getting their driver's license, their learner's permit, he is going to be taking those names. So thank you again, Mr. Matthews, for that wonderful presentation. I'm sure we all learned something, and if you didn't learn something, I don't know why you didn't even come in the first place, because you're supposed to come to learn. Okay, so we want to thank all of those who would have taken the time out of your busy schedule to join us, whether you are online or you're in the physical chapel. Thank you so much for coming to another DCS General Meeting. Just a note for our upcoming events. We have the DCS Week of Excellence spanning from April 6 to 10 and 14, and the NCU Invitational Debate Series coming up in October. So thank you to all those who would have participated in the program today. Thank you to our technical team, and thank you, DCSers, for coming and staying throughout the entire program. Have a wonderful and productive afternoon. I am Kalia Johnson. Have a great day.
We continue to strive for excellence. 3.5, nothing less. just try step two without them feel we left them in adversity. No one throughout the university, we have the key. So how we lock city, always a strive, but some of them yet fissy. So we dip on me full of ecstasy. DCS.